You're live. Check out the autofocus. Take that up. Oh yeah, you're live. Let's go to the advanced settings. See what we can do because brightness, ooh, a little brighter. Contrast. Contrast. Is that good? Too much? No, a little bit of contrast. Saturation. Too much saturation. No, too little, too much. Oh God, I'm coming in there like an illegal alien, right? Legal alien. How do I fix all this? Oh, that's no good. And this? No, no good for here. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like that for now. It looks like a little weird. Oh God, there's two people, not one, but two. But is one on this side and one on that side? Whoop! Oh, my antenna. Hello, hello. Anybody coming in? Coming in. What's going on? What's going on? You want to be part of this? Got to include the cat. I mean, look at this. One of these little things are in you. This is inside of you. This, I'm telling you, this is inside of you, but really a tiny one, but lots of them. How do you think you can communicate? CAT. Communication angle of transition. Transition. Just like a transmission or an alternator or the differential. Now, I think the differential is as it's screwing this way, it's turning another gear this way. And when it turns the other gear this way, it turns the wheels this way. And then your car goes forward. Cargo. You got some cargo? The cargo. So I did a previous video, plus I said a little bit in my last video about Alice in Wonderland. AI Red Now LAN. We're gonna, oh God. So I'm not sure if I should start over. Every time somebody shows up, I go, oh, do I start the whole thing over? Do you back it up? Am I gonna miss something? If there's something you want to learn, if you're new here and you've never been here before, tell me now. I'll give you a brief, quick how and what I do. Where ideas come from. That's one of the paintings I did. Took about 100 hours. I'm very proud of myself. Can I get that clear? Where's that bright light coming from? How do I close that light? Anyways, you can see dimension inside of there. Yeah, there's stuff all over the place. Oh, there's GameStop. There's Sean and GameStop. That's what it looks like in here. For those who have never been here before, that's what it is. Right into the shower. That's right. So we're going to get over here, and we're going to jump over, and we're going to go to, chat doesn't seem to be opening up. Let me see. Chat. Okay, there it goes. Chat. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, I could be going like this, you know, right? And you do know that O15 X24 equals to 39, right? The O letter and the X letter shouldn't have done it that way. But anyways, let me get on to the first part. Alice in Wonderland. This is actually AI. The capital I, okay, and the small l, they're the same. Why would the 12th letter be the same looking as the I letter, the 9th letter? 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 by 3 equals 12. 3 1/3, right? So I would go 3 1/3. 3 1/3. 3 by 3 1/3 equals to 4. It's getting interesting. I have to understand this. 1 and 2 equals to 3. The base of 9 to the power of 2 equals to 9. So it's going to go 9 and 3, 12. Anyways, this is the ABC. The construct of everything is ABC. This is the construct. ABC. No matter what you do, it's always going to consist of this. You figure it out. I can't. I just know that in numbers, in numbers, okay, in dots, on dice cubes. Okay, I can show you exactly what it is if you just ask. If not, come back to me. And we do know it's ABC because that's what it is. The A ends up in the C. And then it's DE. And then the A ends up in the E. And then it's GHI. And then the A ends up in the I. Boom, boom, boom. The C is in the E and the B. A and D create E. B and C, see that? See that little marker over there? And then it ends like that because it's taking from 2, giving life, the V, and bringing it into 1. The division of A and E, the division of E is B and C, taking from 2 and making with it 1. Bringing 2, almost like going here and then to here. And then these two, right? And then these two will go to here, and this one will go to here. And then this one over here will break apart and it'll go here and here. And this one over here will break apart and will go to here. This one will break apart and go to here. And this one will break, this one has already gone to here. So is this where it ends? Where we begin with the first separation. And sometimes we can make it look like the heart, the balance, the Libra. October, September to October, what is it, 20th? September X to October X, giving us balance, balancing one heart. AI, ice, 935. Inside of each one is A. Inside of each one. In 9 and 5, what they have in common, okay, is D, 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 and D. I'll just call it the D because the 4 corners, okay, of both the 5 and the 9 card consist of the 4 card. The 9 is relative to every area space. Every area space. It's only about 3. It's about 3, it's about 6, it's about 9. If you take the entirety, it's about 9. We don't need 9 because it's all. We can put 0 over here if we want. You know why? 9 and 8, 17. 1 and 7 is 8. So if I put 0 and went 8 and 0, we'd still have 8. If I put 0 over here, 0 plus 7 is 7. 7 and 9 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. So if I put 0 here, it's almost the same. But we're not. A, E, and I. 1 into 5 and 9 into 5. 44 is the movement. 3 into 5, 7 into 5, 22 for life is the movement. GUN. It's 9. The next row, the 4th row, you are beginning row 1 in section 2. But when it comes to roulette, it shows us in roulette, and yes, I'm jumping over this, but it does show us in roulette where it's groups of 12. 20 and 13 and 5 and 12 and 22 and 5, 27, 37, 39, 44, 54, 57, nope, 27, 37, 39, 44, 54, 56, 57, 58, plus 20, 78. Add up 1 through 12 equals 78. Groups of 12, yes. So in roulette, I should have made it wider than this, but I didn't. I just made it square. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is how they set up the groups in roulette, groups of 4. So the first one would be 30. The second one, what was 15, is now 26. The first one, which was 12, is now 22. 26, 48, 58, 68, 78. 78. This would be 6. This would be 15. This would be 24. This would be 33. This now sections like this. It slices it in half. The slice in half, if we run it, here would be our corner. How would we run this? And we run this, and this would be our corner right over here. Let me see if I can draw that in. That would be my corner. Do I have that right? I'm on this side with the corner, and I'm here. Nope. I got to get that. And I think that's what it is, right? Did I get that right? Just trying to see. Do you notice it has to go from the 2 over here and has to encompass the 3 over here to encompass this corner. And here it has to encompass from the 7 over here to the 10 over here, just to encompass this number over here and this number over here. So when you encompass those numbers, right, you're running, okay, these 3 rows. You're running these 2 rows here, 9 and 11, 6, 8, and 10. 6, 8, and 10, Satan's house equals 20 equals 24. 3, 5, and 7. 3 and 5 and 7 equals to 15. 39, 49, 59. 39, 59. 39, angel. These 2. And these 2 is 44, 39. This is space. The division of day and night. Phi. Just to let you know that 15 and 16 are ancient hours. This was the maximum. This is what consisted in hours to make up our day, 15 and 16. Where was I next with this? I'm going to go back to where I was, but first I'm going to respond after to what this is. If you bring the center in, we end up with this. If I bring the center down, I end up with that, the separation. So if this is the cube, if the cube walls come in, the cube walls come in, left comes into right, and right comes into left. It looks like this, and it is the eye. If we're going to design it in square, put, since there's 3, and there's 3. Now, what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to dimensionalize it. And I'm going to go this way. And when I put that dimension to it, just trying to see where I ended up here. When I put that dimension to it, should I have done that? No. I had to do this, then this, then this, then this, like that and like that. Can I do it like that? Did I get that right? I think I made a mistake. No, made a mistake somewhere. It was supposed to come out like that. I don't know what I did wrong. Not very proud of myself. But anyways, you get the drift, right? What happened? I'm going to have to do this again. I drew 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I drew the letter I. Okay? But I only can put the I to one side. Let me see, is that the way it is? Yeah. So how can I try to show that it comes to one side, the eye? I'm trying to show that this, although it was drawn in the center, I have to do it again. I have to do it again. Unless I do it like this, where I now shifted and it looks like it's pointed to one side because I drew these two together. You can say 110, right? Can you see over here what it says? 1 Let me turn it around this way, right? It says 110, right? There's a 1 here and a 1 here and that over here. And at the same time, if you want to look, right, we can just say, hey, this is like the letter I, the top of the building. Or wait a second, it was supposed to be this way, to looking down. That's the crosswalk. Somehow the I becomes a crosswalk. But anyways, I usually say that when not really sure where I'm going with something. Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. It's still playing my garden. Oh my God, it's addicting. Of course it's addicting. So when we go to Alice in Wonderland, it starts with AI. And in is 9 and 14 equals to 23. I already did it because it's in this name. Elohim over here. And it comes from the nickel. If the nickel could be the male, that means the Nicole could be the female. I'm just trying to just take away, if I just take away the NI and the NI, I would have Kel, which actually says which. Kel. And this is Cole. So it's almost coming to, I'm just trying to understand it. This over here would say the. If I would bring it into French, it'd be in the 3 and 15, in the ace, in the creation, in the division. 3.15 is enough for me in Mars. NI, 14 and 9 equals to a total of 23. It says WIN. That's how that is created. It says win big. Win big, a nickel. Anyways, the sunrise and the sunset is where the Nicole comes in the sunrise and the sunset. Not really sure which way you want to look. We can come to a sunrise and a sunset if you want. We can do that if you want to do it that way. Which way is this turning? Is there anything happening with this? Is this doing anything? Can we take it out a little bit further? And you notice that I had to create this marker over here, showing me that the edge of the building turns. And the reason for that, and there's a plateau over here, right over here. It seems like this goes on top of it, right? And the building goes up and this is blocking it. And in this one over here, okay, I'm just trying to figure out which way it goes. I think this one would go this way, right? And then we'd have to come across over here, and this would go this way. That's the way the building would go. How is that blockade coming between the sunrise and the sunset? And that shouldn't have been like that. That actually should have been like that. It's my error. And I have to do it that way because, oh, that's the way the nickel is done, right? Isn't that the way the nickel is done? Sunrise and sunset. Looks like we can maybe put these two together pending what's open, the top of the ship or the bottom of the ship. Or is this the top where the sky is? I don't know. I'm just thinking of myself. So when we go in Alice in Wonderland is AI, artificial intelligence. Wonderland actually says Let me get it on another page, and I'm probably going to redo this page. I'm going to redo the page. AI. Alice, 1 and 12, and the 9th letter, and the 3rd letter C, and the 5th letter E. 1 plus 12, c'est 13, 22, 25, 30. Alice is 30. Ice, 9 and 3 is 12, and 5 is 17 and 17. So I can't count. 5 and 3 is 8, and 9 is 17. L is 12th letter. A is 1 is the 13th letter. 13 and 17. Red, 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 red. It's all red. Alice is all red. All red letters in roulette. Okay. We're not going to do any reverses. The singular count of Alice is all I'm going to have to do is move 9. 1 and 2 is 3, and 9 is 12. Move 9/21 to the single count. So now we have the cube. Number 42 or number 84 or George Orwell. '84 is 4 times 21 equaling to 4 cubes. How many seasons? This would equal to 4 times 20. Okay, 4. That's what it says. In French, this is very special in French. This is very special in French. Because when you say 84 in English, in French, you don't say it. You say quatre, which means 4. They are the same. 20, which means 20. And then cat. Quatre meaning 4. Now, is it 80 et quatre? Or is it 84? Is it said 80 and 4? Or is it said 84? 4 times 24. See, it says 24. There is no A in between. In French, they will say 31 as 30, A1. 30 and 1 is what they're going to say. This is the translation from French to English. Here it's ET. 5 and 20. Partaking in 4. The reason they're partaking in 4 is 4 times 5 equals to the 20. This will also revert to 5 and 26 equals to 31. So now we have part of the AC/DC cycle. Why? Because whenever you have a 0, and I'm asking myself if it's A, B, or C, right? On which level? Do I give myself 12 in this scenario because it's in level number 2? Do I give it 18 if it was 30? Do I give it 24? Do I multiply my 6s? That's a new question. Multiply my 6s. 10 equals to 16. 20 equals to 22. 30 equals to 48. 40 equals to 64. 50 equals to 50 equals to 80. 60 equals to should be 96. Is that right? 6 times 6, yes. 70 equals to 112. 80 equals to 88. No, wait. 80 equals to 128. And 90 equals to 144. This is where the day and the birth comes in. Whoop, did I miss that? Sorry about that. This is where the day and birth comes in. 1,440 minutes in a day. I don't care if the decimal's missing. I can be off. It's got to be the same numbers. 90 is when you add 2 through 13 equals to 90, plus the one entity inside of everything. A 1-for-1 exchange, 44 area space. 1 and 4, 5 into the sun. 1 times 4 is 4, area space of 5. All these numbers are going to be talked about different. In order to get 40, I take 30 and 10. In order to get 50, I take 30 and 20. In order to get 60, I can take 40 and 20 because they've already been established. To get 70, I'll take 40 and 30 or 50 and 20. To get 80, I'll take 30 and 50 to get 80. 30 times 47 and 50 times 47. This one equals to, wow, I don't have my calculator on me. No, I'm going to have to use my phone. I don't want to use my phone. Calculator over here. 30 times 47 equals to 1410. This is when they say the devil comes back. 1410, October 14th, Newsvine. Remove the 10 from the 14. Clear. 50 times 47. 47 is time. 47 is the Jesus. 47 is the cycle. 47 is part of what makes creation. To 5 and 6, the student. 74 is Jesus. 56, the student. They are both in addition. 6 and 5, 7 and 4 of 11, 23, 50. And this over here, if you look on the calendar, go look on the calendar, the Hebrew calendar, and this is time 0, when time 0 showed up. Where did I get 80 from? I was just thinking of George Orwell, and it's also Pluto. It's also the sun, but it's our sun, and in French it's N-O-S instead of S-O-N, and that's where Alice in Wonderland shows up. 1, now, der, red, LAN is communication, D-N-A-L. Don't look at the anal if you want. But there's total communication from when it goes into your mouth to when it comes out your butt. Okay, it's total communication. Alice in Wonderland. George is 7 and 5. George ends in 7 and 5. The communication inside the moon, and the gold is inside the moon, 33. So you have 12, 33, and 12 inside of George. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but just give me a second. G-E-O-R-G-E. Orge is a kind of, I think, barley. So we have to think about barley. And how about Bob Marley? So we have the 7th letter and the 5th letter and the 15th letter and the 18th letter, gold in French. 7th letter and the 5th letter equaling to 12. Equaling to 12 and equaling to 33. 33 and 12, 45. 33 and 12, 45. So we created 2 angles, 45 and 45. We connected them together. Then we played either to one side or we played over to the other side. This side or that side. Now it is above and below, and this is where above and below comes in here. Let me see, where did I get that? And here and here. And I'm just fooling around right now, showing you that when you do recreate your forms. So we have an H on this side, and we're going to have an H on that side. The I, we only have on one side, but the H, we can form it on both sides. So it's HH to one I, and then we can also say it's I and I, one on top of the other. Which way do the heavens go? Which way are they separated? So in the word George, okay, here we end up with the multiplication of 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3 equals 2 equals 5. Multiplied, it equals to 6. So we're just going to put right now number 5. And the same thing repeats over here. And over here, 3 times 3 equals 9. 3 plus 3 equals 6. And we're going to have it 15 and 54. So will I use both equations? Right now, in this situation, I'm using just this. But this here, 9 and 5 is 14. I only want to count between 1 and 20. And then I want to stop for now. And one of the reasons for that is because I want to count 10 down to 1 and 20 down to 11. And the reason for that is because the French really separate everything. Between the English and the French, the way they separate numbers and how they say their letters, we use the same basic alphabet. We use the same geometric shapes. We play the same basic games in the 2 different languages. You're going to go down to the casino and you're going to play. They're going to say they're not going to give you the cards. They're not going to give you the cards. You're going to walk into the casino and you're going to pick up one of these or one of these, and the guy's going to go, 2 dés, lance les dés, et c'est le départ. Le croupier est dans la maison. Chef. Casino talk in French and in English, giving us a balance. Yes, okay, I'm sorry, Divine Sovereign. Are you still here? Let me see what you said. What numerology system are you using? I'm using just a basic A is 1 and Z is the 26th letter. But at the same time, sometimes I'll bring up gematria 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But 90% of the time, 95%, 98% of the time, I'm using the basic alphabet, the basic numbers. Just what I do is I go in English and French to understand the balance of the word. I need to understand the word. And just like in the word George, you know, it shows you. The minute you see 7 and 5, 7 and 5 is DC. When 7 and 5 come together, it's DC. If 5 is first and 7 is second, although it's DC, it's the reverse. It might be AC. And one of the reasons for that is because AC is 1 and 3. So 1 times 3 and 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4, 7. So now you have the G in George. Where do you get the E from? You get the E from 1 and 2. That's where you get the E from. E comes from 1 and 2. The G, okay, comes from 1 and 3, which is male and female. The female is the E vowel, and the male is the G, which is the top of the pyramid. And when you have G, the top of the pyramid in gematria, you are connected, okay, to F and H. You are connected to both sides. You ain't the G if you ain't connected. You ain't nothing unless you're putting something together. I don't need the top or the roof to the house if I ain't building any walls. G is what connects it together. It's like a bridge. Or is it an upside down bridge where it feeds and crisscrosses? Maybe it's upside down. What is G showing me? G is showing me my house is like this. G to me, maybe it's showing like this, but to bring the two together, you must do this anyways. But that's where A comes in. So is it A, G? When you count A to G, 1 to 7, it equals to 28. You now have 1 ounce. You now have 1 cycle. You need 13 ounces. You need 13 times 28, 3 by 8, 24, and 2, 60, 84, 0, 8, 2, 364. Here. Why do you need this? Because there's 13 moons. You have 28 to a cycle. You have 13 cycles. 28 is also in grams equals 1 ounce. 28 cyclograms is 1 ounce. You need 16 ounces for the pound. So in your first year, You have made 13 of 16 part ounces before you have achieved to get to that pound. I want to find a perfect number where it lands up even, to find out where the in-betweens and how much it takes to become whole, just like in the day. Why I'm talking about this is because in French, they specifically say so many things. In order to get to 90, okay, I must say 4 times 20, okay, plus 10. Now, if it's any more, it'll be between 1 and 10. When I want to say 70, okay, when I want to say 70, I'm going to say 60 plus 10. Now, the 60, okay, is telling me a different story. What story is it telling me? It's telling me that if this was I wasn't ready to say that. If this was, what's it called? The house of creation, right? Well, what is 1? 1 plus 0 is 1. The reverse of that is 6, 60. What is the reverse of this? Over here, it's 5 or 50. So the 2 house, okay, is now 50. So where do I get 40 from? Where do I get 40 from? Well, if I bring the 2 houses together, 1 plus 1, 11. Wow, where did I get this from over here? Leave this out for a second. 1 is 1, but 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 1 and 2, and that would be your 30. 10, 20 plus 10 equals 30 equals to 3. So this is where we completed our third house. So now this is where we get 30 from. Now, where do we get 40 from? Well, now that we had 30, our first completion with 30 and 10 equals to 40. So now we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So now into 70, we get it right over here. So how did we get 60? It was the reverse of the 10. So how do we get 80? Well, it's 4 times 20, just like they tell you. And how do we get 90? This is to the 80. And how do we get 90? 4 times 20 plus 10 equals to 90. That's how we get it. So we have the exact order of how we got to from 1 and 2. 1 and 2 brought me to 3. 3 and 1 brought me to 4. 4 and 1 brought me to 5. 4 and 2 brought me to 6. 5 and 1 also brings me to 6. 6 and 1 brings me to 7, and we are now reversed. We have now reversed. Now we have 60 and 10, and that might be the one reason in French that they reverse it that way, because we just ran into the first double number, 40 and 20, 50 and 10. They both reversed into number 6. So when we go to 60, we have 50 and 10. Bring me into 60. 50 and 10, 64. So when we go into 70, okay, we have 60 and 10. We have the complete reverse of both sides. And maybe that's why we're keeping it separately. It's the first time that happens with these two numbers. From Mars to the cat's creation. 9 lives of the cat. When we got to 80, we now had 4 20s. At the same time, we don't have 60 and 20 equaling to 80. How come? How come we don't have 60 and 20 equaling to 80? The way we have it equaling to 80 is which way? 4 times 20. So there's absolutely nothing to do with number 1. There is no ace. There is no spirit. It's just a creation of the heavens and the house. There is no life. Only when we get to 90 do we bring life into 42, the house planet. Give me a second. I'm going to get something I'm a little thirsty. I'll be back in a second. Saint Nick, old Saint Nick, riding on a reindeer. Oh, that was good. Wow. So that's what I do. So you see how the numbers work, right? Now you can say, well, that's what I think. It's not really, I'm grabbing a drink too, laugh out loud. That's cool. So we got the AI of Alice in Wonderland. We now know that in the word George, we have rotation. I'm going to show it to you again. This is DC. The reason it's DC because 75 together is valued at 3/4. 3/4, okay, is what makes DC, and it's created from number 7. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, the first mathematics that create DC. 7 by 5 is 35, and 7 and 5 is 12, is 47. And this is what creates Jesus. First of all, the first to creation is time. It is 83. 3 and 5, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 2 and 15. It is the house planet of creation. It is the birth. Wow, it's the first time I see the two together, 23. This here is also a part of pi. The other part of pi is number 27. When 27 and 35 come together, they will create the beginning of pi. 2 times 7 equals to 14. 2 plus 7 equals to 9 equals to 23. It is this number over here and this number over here we're going to use for pi. 14 and 15. So 14 and 15. And then it goes 9, 2, reversed, and then 6, 5. So how would we use 8 and 9? Well, then we're going to go, should we go 8 and 9 or 9 and 8? I'm going to go, I'm going to stay in the same order. I'm going to go 9 and 8. And then I'm going to go 1772, something like that. Just trying to figure it out. I'm just fooling around with this right now. Where did I get these numbers from? Well, I said 8 here, 9 here. 9 times 8, 72. 9 and 8, 17. They're the only numbers that run the reverse of themselves. 2 and 1, when 2 and 1 are together, we must start with a minimum of 3. The first part of it is going to be a 3. So I'm going to put the 2 and the 1 together. It's going to be 3. So 7 and 7 is 14. It becomes 3, 5. 11 craps, electric company. So we did the numbers, talked about that, talked about the nickel, talked about 84. 4 times 21 equals to the cubes from Alice in Wonderland. We showed you what the total for George. Oh, I didn't show you what the total for George was. The total for George was 7 and 5, 12 and 12 and 33. 12 and 12 and 33. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. Look at that. George Moon. George Moon. So now I'm going to look at Washington. You know, when things are dirty, you got to wash. Shing, it sounds like Peking. I don't know. Shing ton. Ton equaling to 3,000. 2,000. 2,000 pounds. 1 metric ton. 1 metric ton. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. ING 9, 5, and 7. S and H are the reverse, so let's stop it over here. Was, because they're the reverse, so I'm just going to cut the word in half, right? And hinge. I don't know. I'm going to put hinge there. Just going to think about it. And the G came in and the 5. You see over here, and G comes together, and that's a 5, 7, 5 combination. The 8 and the 9, which is high moon. High moon DC. Same as in Georgia. Same thing in the name of George. This one will create 72 and 17, the same way we did it before. Washington was in, was in, was not in. George. I'm just trying to think. The throat. Just trying to look a little bit deeper into the name. You see, I got throat because gorge is like the throat, right? And throat and gorge. A gorge. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Anyways, George Washington. Seems like talking about the high moon. The bricks that are in the moon. What does that mean, the bricks that are in the moon? They're working the moon. The moon is being worked. Who's working the moon? And the reason I say that is because the bricks go along with H and I letters. The bricks go with H and I. For those who have never seen what the bricks can do, and it also depends which bricks. And I go for the basic bricks. And what they can do, first of all, a brick is usually, bricks for a house is rectangular unless you're building using mason bricks. Is it the mason bricks you use for those big block bricks? And they're rectangular. And just because of all these things, when Moses built the cities, right? He farrowed the land. The people of Moses farrowed the land and they built the cities. And what's ironic is that Pharaoh was the Pharaoh of the land. And Sethis was the father of Pharaoh, and they built the cities. Where else can I go with this? I did this, I did that. Let's see. Okay, we didn't finish off with the numbers, the dozens. Why a dozen? The end, what's at the end? 1 and 12. So it's 1 and 3 on one end. What is on the other end, right? We're 1 and 12, right? Are on the corners, right? 1 and 12 are in the corners, but they never meet. Only 1 and 9 meets. So if we're talking to this, 1 and 9 meets. So if we cut off this side of the board and I cut off this side of the board, these two, these numbers here, right, come together. So we end up with the reverse of this 2, 3, 6 is the reverse of 7, 10, 11. This is 28, and this is 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 11. 1 and 2. Do you follow where I'm going with this? I'm breaking apart the design. I break apart the design. Maybe if I redid this design, you'd be able to see it a little bit better. The dimensions of a cube, and always with different numbers for different situations. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly. The dirty dozen. Yeah, thank you. So there's another thing about this is that there's really a formation for it. I'm going to draw it up over here and give 1 to 12 a new vibration. In fact, we're not going to go 1 to 12. We're going to go from 13. I'm going to use 4. You notice you need 1, 2, 3, 4 to create 3. You need 4 lines to create 3 on the inside. Another thing about DC, another thing about 75, another thing about MDV, Clue MDV. That is what DC is. This one over here is 4. This one over here is 3. They are the reverse. DC is the reverse. Okay, DC is the reverse. When you have 4 on one side, you got 3 on the other side. So it goes right through. They connect. This side connects through these two, run by this one over here. So once these two connect in this one, these two can now connect right here. Unless you're putting it in this way, which is one of the questions I always ask myself. When you put it in that way, it looks like everything is broken up to look like all D's. And that's your true 7, Washington, D.C. One is like that, and the other one is like that inside of each other. One is the addition, the other is the multiplication, and that is your star calculation. So we're going to go with 17 and 20 and 23 and 14, 1 and 4, 5, 2 and 3, 5, in between the cycle of 2 and 8, 16 and 19 and 18 and 19 and 21. This is the core. This is the core. I connected red. So if I'm going to use the core of 12, okay, 13, 14, 13, 15, 22, 24. So the 46 to 28 cycle. Here is the cycle. The reverse of the cycle is going to match up with 1 DC. 4 times 6, 24. 4 plus 6, 10, equals to 34 DC. Now, what do we have over here? We have a total of 74. Jesus, time, cross. Jesus, time crossing. 14 lets me use ing. 7, 21, 30. The other numbers we're going to connect is I'm going to connect 14, 30, 14, 30, 49, 72, 93, 111. The reverse 666 and 111. This is 37 times 3 equals 111. Now my next question is, okay, if it's 37 times 3 for 111, what do we have to do to get this to 666? Is it 20? Is it 19? 18 times 37, because it takes two numbers of all the numbers in roulette, 1 and 36. Okay, or 14 and 23. 7 times 2. 7 times 2, 7 plus 2. We'll end up creating this equation with the missing parts. This will equal to 666, 9 and 1. This is where we're at right now. C19. This is what that is. We are at the point of Fox. We are in the front lines. Now we connect this together and we end up with the cube. This comes off a roulette. These are 12 numbers. The total value of the 12 numbers are 74, 28, 38, 48, 49, 50, 74. And on the inside that I counted, 35 and 39 is 74, and 37 is 111. Now we're missing one more 37, with 17 and 20 is the only black. So we have 222, and it is the center of all, times 8 equals to 17. 76. Just ironic. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 2, 16. 1 and 6, 7. 1 and 6, 7. 1 and 6, 7. 7 times 7 times 7, 343. CDC. You want hot? You want cold? You want cold blue? You want red hot? You want to mix them together? You want purple? You want 88? From the two mixed up over here, we're 77. 8 and 8, 7. Equals to 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Back to George. Back to the moon. Back to control. We've got the purple. 1/4. Yes. Quarter is 25, and that's Earth. It is the DNA from the sun. 3/4, a good, bad, and ugly. 3/4. Yeah, 3 out of 4. Hanging them out to dry. I want to say thank you very much. 56 minutes. You need me to come over there right now and show you a private video? Don't turn off your TV screen. I'm right here now. You have any questions? Ask me. I can't move. Everybody's so far. I can't reach you. Thank you for watching this video.